Hello, everyone. Good morning. This is April. Welcome to the third episode of Chicks on Bikes. Sorry we're a little bit late. We have an awesome show lined up for you today. Right now we are funneling Dana Dirty South in through the pipeline. I am texting her the phone number, so hang on a second. We've got an awesome show lined up.
There's a microphone that works. Hold on. Yeah, all sorts of things have been happening in the bike community. Most specifically, we're totally aware of some of the events that or the altercations a week ago in I guess it's Culver City / Los Angeles on the border there. That what is it? Hetzler Park on the Overlook. You heard about that, right, April?
The park?
Yeah. And,
yeah.
And the woman that was
Christine yes.
Well, yeah, without calling out her name, I'm sure she's heard
internet.
her name all over the internet. I'd like to send her more for about 30 seconds. The woman there about just some of the things. Everybody thinks it's the drunk driving part. I like to think it's a little bit more than just the drunk driving part.
Complex than that.
Yeah. There's the phone call, and we'll get to the phones and cover this subject in a minute. It is Kill Radio and KPFK on the webcast.
Hello?
Hi, Dana. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for calling in today. So, you're our first guest, and I want to say it's nice to have you on, and thank you. So, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling a lot better than I was the first week. I'm back home in North Carolina now.
I saw that.
So I can be back with my family, which is really nice.
Uh-huh.
But, a lot of the pain is still there, but it's going away, and so in about 5 weeks, hopefully, I should be walking again. It's really good.
And, when did you get to North Carolina?
I got here a couple of days ago. Yeah, Thursday morning at 1 a.m. It's your time.
What is
all day.
What's your family think about all this?
Well, my mom came to visit me when I was in the hospital because she was really worried because I went to California for school. I went there for UCLA, and
right.
I didn't know anybody, and I didn't really have family, so everybody there was just I just made a lot of friends through the bike community, and so they got to meet a lot of them, and she was just really, really concerned and really worried, and a lot of them here don't really understand the whole bike thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my friends here don't get it because everybody drives in North Carolina. I didn't really get super into biking until I got to California and just saw, how many people bike. And if you can believe it, it's even worse here to bike than it is to bike in California. We have no bike lanes. People don't really commute by bike here.
Right. I say that I've never been to North Carolina, but I understand what you're saying. So what's the last week been like for you? Have you been getting a lot of phone calls or people interested in your story?
I've been getting a few. I talked to Cool Ass Mike. I've talked to a few people. A few people from news media have wanted to talk to me, but mainly the guy who's going to represent me in court has told me not to really do many interviews. So I've been really quiet because actually somebody brought some people to do an interview, and they didn't even end up interviewing me for KCAL News, and it ended up just really bad, and it represented the bike community in a really bad way by the way that they cut the interview. So I've just been very careful.
So what was that interview aired, or
yeah, it ended up being aired, and then I didn't see it on the air, but I saw it online, and I had to make them pull it off.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you've been told not to do any interviews, but
yeah,
I mean, thank you for
careful with it, yeah.
Chicken Mother has a good question. Are you aware of some of the events that people are doing here and some of the activity here?
Yeah, a lot of people have been telling me they've just had so many things so far, even when I was there. Somebody had, my friend, who's a musician, had one, Matthew Teardrop. He did a big benefit music thing the day that I left. Some of my friends are having like car washes. There's been tons of things at the bike oven where they've even just been helping people that didn't get, really, really hurt by like doing things like having a massage therapist come for people who weren't involved. People are going to help me fix my bike, for free. It's really great. Like the bike community has come together a lot over this, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really inspiring. It's really remarkable.
Like, I that's how I got my lawyer, was people were like looking up lawyers for me. They've been looking up all sorts of things to just help us. And when I was in the hospital that night, I had people there with me, even though my family wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they basically came to the emergency room and told them I had no family, and it was all the bike community. Like, They were making sure that I wasn't alone in the hospital. They were making sure that I had my bike. They made sure that, like, everything was okay for me. The bike community is amazing. They've really, really just been there for me 100%. So it's awesome.
Yeah, you have a lot of support. You have a really great attitude, too. I should mention we've never met, but just through chatting on Facebook, I just want to give you a little props for your positive attitude. So are you going to be home until you're healed, or at least until you start walking again?
Until I can start walking again. Okay. I've decided to go home. So that should be about, I actually wrote it down in a planner, for every single day, that it would be for, exactly 6 weeks. So July 29th is the day that I should get to walk again. So I should hopefully be home the beginning of August. That's the plan.
So I wonder if you're a smart woman. You could rally a whole bike scene from your bed. You've got a lot of energy just sitting there. Maybe you could get a scene going.
I would love to. I've been talking to people still. I don't know exactly what to do. I really want to help. I've been talking to people who were doing a lot of the things, and they were like, "We just want you to rest," but I really want to do something.
Yeah.
But
well, stay open to it. Maybe some ideas will present themselves. Do you know the date of your return yet, or kind of depends on when you heal?
It depends on when I'm able to.
How you heal?
Just walk.
Yeah.
As soon as I'm basically able to walk, I am coming back. That's the plan. Because it was just too difficult when I wasn't able to get around. I'm basically have to lay in a bed all day.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So as soon as that is over, I'll be back. Probably beginning of August.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything you want to say to your friends and family out here?
Well, I don't know if you've heard about any of the other people, or if any of them are out, or if you've been keeping in contact with any of them. I'd like to know how some of them have been doing.
You are actually the only person that I've been in communication with, but Chicken Leather says that about half of them are out of the hospital.
That's awesome. Good.
Did you want us to try to connect you with those people?
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. I can, like we're just so scattered that I've just been. One of the things I've been trying to do is I wanted to maybe like make a private Facebook group for like all of the people that were actually hurt or in the hospital.
Oh, I can help you do that.
Yeah, because I don't even know some of the people that were in the hospital other than a few of the other people that were my friends and, who I've been hearing have been in the hospital. So it'd just be good, I think, because then we could, talk to each other and see who's better and what happened and just be a support group for each other.
Okay. I think that's an awesome idea. I can offer to help out with that if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
Or have you started?
What?
Have you started to put that together, or do you want some help, or do you feel like you got it handled?
Well, I've met a couple of other people and talked to them about doing it. It's just I don't know who some of the other 11 people are. Like if I had help finding all 11 of the people that were actually sent to the hospital, that would be a major help because everybody I've talked to doesn't have all 11 of the people's information. And so in order to make a private Facebook group, so that, it wasn't like easy for people to just get in touch and, get into it, then I'd have to know all of them ahead of time. So I'm figuring it out.
Okay, good. Hang on, I want Chicken Leather to tell you this because I can't read his note. Hold on.
Hi, Dana. We want you to get well. I know a lot of your friends are actually doing all sorts of things like benefits, and we'll hear a report later on about everything from pancake breakfasts in the park to...
I heard about that one. There's a car wash coming up.
And the garage sale today and all sorts of stuff that we've donated. But one of the things is I know that here, Jesus, who organized the K-Town Riders, he's actually still trying to keep in touch with people, but it's really incredible how much the bike community has looked at this from not only a safety issue, a social issue, but also not so much just to galvanize the community because that's already been done, but to sort of point out to people that always say, bikes are, just toys and stuff, and they don't really amount to stuff. You have so many different groups here, from the LACBC to just some of the other bike co-ops and stuff that have come behind us. I know that the Bike Oven did something last night. Instead of critical mass, they had a chiropractor come down and do a little body work on people and stuff for anybody. And this isn't just the people that got out of the hospital, but anybody that was on the ride or whatever, free of charge and stuff. So that was the only thing. So it's almost a joining of community, a joining of family around here. And I use the name sort of haphazardly because I guess they're telling me family is there actually is a family, right? For a family. And it's pretty incredible with music and stuff, and I guess they're doing some things too. So if only in name of all the K-Town riders, there's a tremendous kind of coalesce with the community here, and we're seeing that not just today, but in the weeks to come. And in fact, they've called off a couple things that normally there'd probably be a press conference or something like this, and I think they're just waiting until everybody gets well and stuff. And there's not even I know that it took forever just to draft what they wanted to say, but they're working towards it. So, and as I say that, the guy who organized that, Mark, is riding with his son down the street in front of the Kill Radio studios across the street. It's pretty incredible. So, kudos to all those guys that worked on it on Wednesday. I know that Alex from Biteside was there, and Alexis from the LACBC, and different people. I mean, they're all part of organizations, but they came together and sort of just blindly just getting together. So probably in the next week or two, you'll see something drafted that everybody had their hand in. So,
yeah, I mean, that's part of what's kept me so positive this whole time. Was just the bike community has been there, like, nonstop. Literally, I'd wake up in the morning and somebody would be there, and then somebody would be there, like, late at night. You know, people were just there for me, and it was really amazing. It really made me realize how important the bike community was to me, and it made me not give up on anything. You know, like, 'cause immediately when something like this happens, you want to just give up, and you're just like, I'm done. But they made it so that I knew, like, I was going to have a bike when I got back. They were all going to be there for me no matter what, whether or not I could ride. And it was just really touching, like, honestly. It made the difference. So all of them were making sure that everything would be okay.
So the big question is, I know you're getting well. That's all we want you to do. We're just thinking it's time to catch up on bad movies with bikes or something, or at least some literature or something with bikes in it or something. We know that there's a lot of bike events that come up in the summertime, but we're knowing that it's just the difference between being on a ride and having to watch this thing sort of vicariously or something. So we're going to wish you the best here. I'm going to pass it back to April right now, who I'm sure has a question.
So we actually have to wrap up in a couple minutes, but I wanted to just invite you to be as active as you want to be. You know, you can call into this show. I only do once a month, and it's pretty new, but we'd love to talk to you again. And you can also, I mean, I can cross-post. Oh, yeah, Chicken Leather says anytime, of course. But I can cross-post anything you need on Facebook. We can email and stay in touch that way. So it's basically just wanted to open up the conversation with you, and thank you.
Yeah, it's very awesome, and thank you so much. Like, it's awesome how everybody's being so supportive and so there and stuff. And thank you for just doing everything that you're doing to help all of us and make everybody more aware. That's so important.
Yeah.
You know, that everybody's just doing everything that they can. And so, you know, it's awesome.
Sure. Well, any last thoughts before we let you go?
Is there, like, any news on the driver and any new news that any of you found out, or on what's happening with her?
She gets arraigned on the 11th, and that's all that we know. I haven't been able to find. The last article I found was the 20th.
All right, well, yeah.
But
thank you for letting me
anything I find, I'll share with you, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right, Dana. Stay strong, heal, get well, and we're thinking about you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
So that, of course, was Dana calling from North Carolina, which is now 3 hours later, right? Or are we 3 hours ahead? I can never remember that.
It's 3 hours in one direction.
Yeah. And
it's 3 hours different.
it's a time vortex of sorts. But that being said, she's in our hearts now, along with all the rest of the people that were injured, just to get well. And just to clarify that, I think Active has been the one that's been going down there and to both Cedars Sinai Hospital and UCLA Medical Center, and just being a support crew for everyone, bringing food for and not so much sneaking in food for the patients who are, they get a meal or whatever. They feed you in a hospital, so to speak. But there's been people that have just sort of slept in the halls and been supportive and been in the rooms and stuff he's been there for. And also, I know that Critical Mass organized some sort of ride that was going to go by there. However, I was doing some repair last night. I never got to that because somebody broke down, and I gave him some help, and I ended up getting sidetracked to a party at Bikerway for Steve. But
so while we wait,
it sounds more like a civic duty than a.
It is your civic duty.
Yes.
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
Well, yeah, it's like, isn't there a song, You Have a Right?
I'm sure there is.
I'm
sure there are a lot of. That one. Yes. 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 We do have a right to party, especially on Friday night. While we wait for our next caller, do you want to talk about the garage sale? Tell us about this garage sale benefit.
I could talk about the garage sale and addendum, but instead of me talking, there's the phone.
We'll
get to the garage sale in a minute. Let's get back to the phones here on Chicks on Bikes. With April.
On Bikes, this is April.
Oh, hi, April. This is Judy Wexler.
Hi, Judy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I wanted to just acknowledge to our listening audience that we're shifting gears now. It's going to be a patchwork, a quilt kind of a day. But we want to celebrate fun stuff, interesting stuff, as well as support our community and this tragic accident that happened in LA last week. So I haven't even said anything about you yet, which is so cool. So Judy Wexler, why don't you tell us about this amazing human-powered cycling machine that you were part of?
Sure. Well, as April said, I'm Judy Wexler. I have been riding bikes for, over 5 or 6 years, and racing bikes for about 5 years. But last December, I got involved with a project at the University of Maryland to help pilot a human-powered helicopter. And we had our first test flight in May. We got off the ground, and which is very exciting because only 2 other human-powered helicopters have gotten liftoff so far in the history of this really obscure event. And I was the first woman to be a pilot of a helicopter, so that was also exciting. And I got involved just because there was a flyer on campus asking for cyclists who were lightweight and interested in doing this sort of crazy activity. So
right, because you're a biology student, right? And that's the engineering department?
Yeah. Actually, I sort of got involved really because of a coincidence that engineering students were putting flyers all over campus, and they put one flyer on the door of the biology building, so I just thought as I was going into my lab, and I sent an email off.
And so, what's happening now? Is there another contest planned, or is it over? Are you still involved with it's the Gamera project, right?
Yeah,
Did I say that right?
Yeah, so, the University of Maryland, their mascot is, a terrapin turtle, so sort of turtle native to Maryland, and Gamera happens to be a character that appears in some Japanese movies, and he's a flying turtle, which is how we got the name.
Right.
But we're fortunate enough to have another trial coming up in July. So I guess it's in a couple weeks. Hopefully we'll fly at about July 13th, and we're going to try and get a record for flight duration at that point. And then I'm actually moving after that, but the project will continue, and the ultimate goal for the students involved is to get the Sikorsky Prize, which is for any human-powered helicopter that can hover for 60 seconds and at some point during that minute reach a height of 3 meters off the ground.
Right, that's awesome. Are you the only cyclist that's doing this for your team? Is there more than one cyclist, or is it?
Well, they've been training 2 other cyclists with me, but the 2 other guys they're training are both about 135 pounds, and I'm about 110 pounds. So
they need a light person, obviously.
Yeah.
A chicken leather keeps looking at me. I think he has lots of questions. So there's actually sometimes three DJs here on this show. It's not just all about females and bicycles and celebrating all things cycling. So I'm going to turn it over to him. No. Do you want me to ask?
Ask her, what's the design? Is it based on Da Vinci's old work, or what is it?
What is the design of the helicopter? Is it based on Da Vinci's old work?
No. It's actually, we base our model off of the first ever human-powered helicopter to successfully get off the ground, which was designed in Japan and has this really bizarre structure that you wouldn't even recognize, or I wouldn't have recognized as a helicopter. But there are 4 arms that go out in the shape of an X, and at the end of each arm, there's a pair of rotor blades,
right.
And then the cockpit is suspended in the middle.
Yeah.
So, actually, I didn't realize this before the actual flight, but instead of having a chain that would be transferring your energy from the drivetrain to the rotors, there's actually just fishing line. They're using fishing line. So every time we have a flight, we have to spool up the fishing line, and there would actually, even if a human were capable of putting out enough power to sustain more than a minute of flight, there wouldn't be enough string. So it's a crazy looking contraption, but it has proven successful. So
what we're looking at, I printed out an article from the Daily Mail.
So it's like belt drive.
It's crazy. I mean, one of the quotes in this article says it's a design that only an engineer can love. I can't even begin to understand how it all fits together. But what I do remember from this article is you said the pedal stroke was hard for you to get used to.
Yeah, so it was interesting because I had done all my training on a just normal road bike, and then I had to switch to a recumbent, which I don't think normally would have been such a drastic transition, but because I was pedaling at 120 RPM against a significant load, it was sort of awkward. And furthermore, there was not an even resistance over the course of the pedal stroke. So when I would come up to 10 o'clock in the pedal circle, there was a ton of resistance, and then I would go through to 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock, and there was no resistance. And
wow.
Actually, the engineers really aren't sure why that's the case, and they've been working on solutions. But it was definitely not a one-to-one correlation between being on my bike and flying a helicopter.
Right. And it was, talk a little bit about the mechanics of it. So you're sitting in a lawn chair position, a recumbent, but not leaned back, right? And it's a hand crank and pedaling.
Yeah, so luckily the hand cranks and the foot cranks were connected like a fixed gear bike. So, when you were just pedaling, the hand cranks would move even if your arms weren't doing anything. And so there was actually no need to think about the coordination between your hands and feet, which was nice. But I could tell from my perspective that the hand cranks still were playing an integral role, because you're in this awkward position and it really helps just to stabilize you to have your hands sort of pushing and pulling in, in sync with your feet. So it was a nice design element. And then around the foot cranks, where you would have your chain rings and your drivetrain in a normal bike, there was just a spool of fishing line. And as I pedaled, the fishing line would spool in and the rotors would turn.
Wow. That's amazing. I didn't look for any YouTube movies. Are there some good YouTube movies that we can...
Yeah, so most of them I think are on the University of Maryland's publicity site, or the engineering department's PR site for the project. Interestingly enough, I was with someone recently at a dinner, and they were trying to do a YouTube search for videos of the flight, and it seems like most of the videos online are of our failed attempts at flight, which is unfortunate. So I think we need to, because we had many failed attempts before we actually got off the ground. I think I don't really know how YouTube has its search algorithm set up, but it would be nice for people to see the successful flight when they search for us on YouTube. I think the easiest way is just to go to the University of Maryland's engineering school. The PR people have it covered.
Uh-huh. Okay. We'll investigate that. Hang on a second.
Hi, this is Chicken Leather, the other spokesperson here at BikeTalk, and my questions are more of like you're a scientist. Are they? Can you give us an idea of what your routine is? Do you have to like carb load or something like you were going on a race, and is it just a normal everyday kind of ride? And once you get over the bike, I mean, are you training differently or what?
So I would say that the training, like the long-term training I did was sort of complementary to the racing training that I would normally be doing. I continued whatever I was doing for the regular racing season, but then I would supplement that with workouts that emphasize like, really high cadence work and like putting out intense bursts of power over a short duration. So, for instance, today I actually went out for an hour and a half and found a hill and was like doing 30-second intervals, but making sure I was at between 110 and 120 RPM, like going up the hill, which is sort of the best simulation I can get on my bike of the actual demands of flying. In terms of the day of the flight, I didn't really carbo load or anything because the effort required was so short, and I could eat in between all the efforts. I think the most difficult thing from my perspective was psyching myself up each time I got on the helicopter because there were so many times when I would get in ready to fly, I'd be warmed up, and then the chain would fall off, or then we'd have some other mechanical problem. So even though it was a sprint for the flight, it seemed like sort of an endurance event because over the course of 2 days, I was getting in and out and in and out. But yeah, I definitely think racing helps with that because racing puts you in a mentality where you can't get fazed by what's going on around you. You just have to focus on task at hand, getting it done.
Wow. Now, you told us about all the fabulars. Are these like some of those black and white films that we always see when they're early flight or something? There's always silent movies and stuff. Have you guys shot anything else besides this, a promotional video or something?
Yeah, there are. So there's a promotional video that was made, I guess, maybe like more than 6 months out, about 6 months out before the flight. The engineers put together something to just ramp everyone up. And then there was another promotional video made like in the days preceding the flight. And that's a neat video, actually. It has time-lapse videography of the building of the craft. And then the best video of the actual flight came from the engineering department's PR people because they were live webcasting the whole event over 2 days.
Oh.
Yeah, so I can put together a compilation of those videos and I can send them off to you if you have a place to post them.
Yes, we'll do a link or something like that. The other thing is, has any kind of sports drink or has any Nike or any of these other people approached you to be like their helicopter spokesperson yet?
I wish. Actually, all of the sweet sponsorship packages seem to have been aimed at the engineering school. So, for instance, there's a program called SolidWorks that is a computer design program, and when they saw that we had used their program to help build the craft, they said, "Oh, we'll give all the students like free software packages, as the support, like a symbol of our support," which was really sweet and nice of them. But no, I have not had a similar experience.
You're still running your computer on what is it, Windows 98 or something?
Well, I have, I have a perfectly functional computer, but I, as a biologist, don't really have any need for engineering software.
Yeah, but as a biologist, let's be honest, you're like the guinea pig or the hamster in this little cage that they've built for you. Don't they give you any kind of perks or anything, or are they just looking at you like that or something?
I'm really just in it for the fun and the reward, and yeah.
Well, do you have your personal like cabana boy to like get you water or something at least? Or?
Well, actually, everyone on the team was incredibly helpful and nice during the whole 2-day trial. I mean, engineers were like literally working 24 hours a day, and they, would get pizza delivered to the gym, and then they would say to me like, "Oh, we know that you want to eat healthy. We know you're an athlete. We'll like go out and get you your own food."
So, we're going to see these mass produced, right? You're going to be riding around in a little kind of like convoy of these things, right? Do you see any military applications with this, or?
No, I think the practical applications all are in material science and in some of the small parts engineering.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what sort of practical applications it has for aviation. It's not, humans really honestly are just not built for flight.
Right.
We have really terrible power to weight ratios compared to any other species that successfully flies.
Like birds, you always hear that example of if a human was going to fly like a bird, he'd need a breastbone that was 6 feet out or something like that, right?
Yeah. We're just it's not what we were meant to do, but we do have enormous brains, so we can design flying craft.
Yeah, well, it sounds good. Now, biologist, what kind of biologist are you?
Evolutionary geneticist.
So maybe we could work some sort of your field into this, and we could genetically alter our DNA. Maybe I'm hearing April say hollow bones or something, and be like birds, or maybe.
Well, I think my
dinosaurs.
contribution to human-powered helicopter flight will definitely be in the furious pedaling, not in the genetic engineering.
No, come on. We all read Michael Crichton books or something. This sounds like the next big movie or something. April's saying she doesn't read books like that.
Yeah, I'm actually going to start a PhD program this fall in Davis, California, so I'll be moving out.
Oh my God, so you're going to bring the machine with you out to Davis?
Oh, I wish.
Okay, April's saying you're going to fly it here, right?
Well, I'd have to get all of my, engineering team out with me, so if we could get 50 people out.
Well, we're cash strapped, but if we become like the human helicopter flight capital of the world, I think we could probably, at least give rides to the kids or something like that. Now, this is only one person. Are there plans for other kind of designs or something?
I think this is the main design that they're going with from here on out. I believe that adding more people to the craft would increase the weight, and you wouldn't have enough of a power return to compensate for the increased weight.
Uh-huh.
So weight was hugely important. I mean, the craft itself was incredibly light and fragile, and all the structures were made of carbon fiber.
Yeah.
And just picking up one of the huge arms, which is the whole craft itself is the third the size of a football field, and you pick up one of the arms and it's unbelievably light.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, is there plans to do? We talked about what the craft was named after a Japanese anime character. Has anybody from Japan approached you to star in maybe one of their movies or anything? Yeah.
No, not.
Before you become a doctor, you might have a fledgling kind of film career here.
No, not yet. We actually feel like we're standing on the shoulders of the Japanese in this whole endeavor, because they were really the first ones to get off the ground with human-powered helicopter flight, and they're sort of the pioneers, and we're just trying to build on what they've done and take it to the next step.
It's April. I got handed back the phone. So I want to hear about your racing history and how this. What do your racing buddies think about this, and what do you plan on doing when you get to California as far as bikes go?
Well, I plan on racing a whole lot more. Right now, my current season has sort of been stymied by a lack of money and a lack of time. But I started racing in college in 2005, I guess, and raced for 4 years. Really just enjoying the social aspect of it, and just racing road, actually, because when I got my first bike, I cleared out my savings account. So when people used to say, you should start racing cyclocross, and I said, well, it'd be really nice, but, I have no money, so I'm going to stick with the one bike that I have. I moved out to Seattle for a year and raced a whole ton in the Pacific Northwest, which was amazing. The women's cycling scene in the Pacific Northwest was incredibly deep and talented, and moved back here, so have been racing not as much as I would like, but hopefully when I get it to California, it will be tons of road racing for me. And I'm racing as much as my financial and work situation allows.
Cool. Well, that sounds great. Dr. Judy.
In the 5 or 6 years, hopefully.
Yeah, that's awesome. How old are you?
24.
Wow. You've got a whole amazing career in front of you, full of really fabulous stuff. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about or ask us or share or maybe you can ask our listening audience for some kind of endorsement deal?
Well, if anyone wants to sponsor my racing career, I would totally love that. I would just say I'm really looking forward to getting out and riding and racing in California. And from what I've seen and heard, the women's racing scene is pretty strong out on the West Coast, and I'm looking forward to getting back out there.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, feel free to share any updates via email or Facebook or did you like the Chicks on Bikes Facebook page yet?
I have looked at it a little. I have not. I have to admit I'm not someone who spends a ton of time on Facebook, but
That's okay.
I did.
That's fine.
I did check it out, and I'm excited that you just have this show in general. I think it's really great that people are talking about women in cycling, and this is obviously a hugely important part of my life, so I appreciate other people getting the word out.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, my goal with the show is to celebrate women and cycling and not necessarily in that order. So I'm cobbling it together as the guests present themselves. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. It was fun.
And yeah, stay in touch. Keep us posted when you get out here. Maybe we can come to one of your races and watch and do a show on the road. For sure. Excellent. Take care and have a great afternoon. Okay. Thanks, Judy. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Oh, okay. I want a helicopter. I think Kill Radio should put a sticker or something, you know.
I want a helicopter?
Yeah, how much is that going to cost us to get a sticker on this thing? It'll probably I'm envisioning we put the sticker on and the whole machine falls apart. or it's like, oh, that sticker was 2.5 kilograms too much, and you know, and it was like, oh geez. Well, no, we're not using brick stickers, but that's pretty amazing.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's an inspiration
pretty awesome. And you know what? I don't know my geography too well. I don't listen to GeoQuiz all the time on the world, but I'm thinking, isn't Maryland on that side of the coast near like North Carolina or something? Maybe these two.
Oh yeah.
Dana could start a whole thing with Dr. Judy and do, you know, they could be the new fledgling of that. But she's coming to the West Coast, so I don't know.
But
what
Dana's
going
to come back to the West Coast.
Yeah, so they could start their own little thing. The other thing she was talking about is a lot of the racing road bike racing women now are getting into cyclocross and stuff. And in fact, I watched a couple of these things in between. You know, the Universal Network. If you're like
Universal
me,
Sports.
yeah. If you can't afford like cable TV or anything, you get these little boxes, and that's what I get in between the numbers on the box. The computer. Yeah, you get the box, and so I this is like 4.4 here in the LA kind of area or something, and they've been showing this, like, you know, they don't want to scare guys, so they show it like really late at night, or they show it like in between like mountain bike racing or something, so it's like, oh god, tuning into a show, you don't turn the channel or something. But the races are just phenomenal. Some of the things that they go through.
They are.
Yeah, and I'm amazed because a lot of these women have switched over from doing road racing into cyclocross.
I'm getting a voicemail from our next caller. You remember our first the first day Jen was here? She's a cyclocrosser.
Oh yeah. And we're seeing April now nod, and she's listening to a phone. I feel like Hitchcock in a movie explaining silent movies or something. He's nodding. He's going towards the door.
Hold, please.
Okay. So are you going to hold it up to the phone and we're going to hear this? Can you put it on speaker? Or is that beyond our technical control here in the studio?
We have a personal injury attorney she's outside somewhere, and I can't find her. I'm working on it.
All right. Well, she's mauling through the roads here.
She apparently wanted to come to the studio. That's amazing.
Well, that's nice of her.
Her name is Meg Razzie.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to text her the number.
She's trolling the Kill Radio complex here. No doubt she'll walk into those Sounds of the Cades guides and they'll just get her too inebriated to work, which is a good thing for a lawyer sometimes. I'm just kidding. Anyway, it is Kill Radio. It is Bike Talk here on Kill Radio and KPFK on the webcast, as I'm being reminded.
It's KPFK archived on KPFK.
Well, there you go.
But
well,
what we are gonna figure out is I wanted to tell you all of you guys that we're gonna work on listing the Chicks on Bikes show separately.
Hey.
Well, not separately, but it will.
Yeah, you'll see that it's just a chick thing.
You'll be able to see that it's Chicks on Bikes instead of Bike Talk, because I know it's been a little bit hard for people to download the actual Chicks on Bike show. If they don't know it's the last Saturday of the month, they would have to deduce that it was May 28th, and now we're actually going to list the show, maybe a slash, maybe a hyphen, Bike Talk hyphen Chicks on Bikes.
Yeah.
Bike Talk slash Chicks on Bikes.
I don't know. Do girls like to be hyphenated that way?
I'm personally fine with it.
All right. Well, anyway, while we're here sort of bantering, we've decided that, as our more like not a duty, but, we want to help out some of these people out there that were involved in this, altercation, with the K-Town riders, the alleged crash, they're calling this. And one of the things they're doing is, last week, I got to go, Kill Radio, part of Kill Radio, got to go, to the pancake extravaganza, and we're going to hear about it right now on Kill Radio and Bike Talk. KPFK on the webcast. Here we go. Let's see if it runs.
Now that the coals have settled in, the right temp, yeah, perfect. Yeah.
So here we are with our new celebrity chef. This is?
I'm David.
David?
Yes.
David? Now, what's the essentials? Oh, God, I'm getting smoked here. What are the essentials here? First of all, the dark glasses to hold out the smoke.
Yes,
right?
yes.
I heard the charcoal's the right way. Noah's walking away. He doesn't want to be part of this.
Yeah,
awesome.
I got smoke in my face. We got the right temperature going here now. And, we're just letting them do their thing, so.
Awesome. These are looking great.
All right, I'm glad.
Good old griddle cakes.
Good.
Are these assigned yet? Or are you
these are up
making
for,
them?
We go next, and whoever calls it.
I'll be in there in the rotation.
All right.
It's like MTV, heavy rotation here. Some of our illustrious people here, the mom riders. And of course, Dan Berland. What is this, 2 in a week? 2 weeks? This is getting bad. Dan, in your opinion, how can we remedy this situation?
Pancakes.
Pancakes?
Pancakes.
I like that. That's a good way to do it. Yeah, I'll wait. To give it to the next person. But I'm in the rotation there. Oh, it's Dan. Wow.
Serve over here.
Are you taking donations for those pancakes?
Okay, I figured people are just going to be giving donations. Just kind of, we should.
What is it?
We can set up.
You're cutting peg legs up, or?
That's all I got.
That's great. That's great. What's your name, Miss?
Yeah.
Liz, thank you for contributing. Of course, all the pancakes, all the money is going to.
Getting Dora's car out of the impound, and then the fallen riders that need
They impounded it?
They impounded Dora's car.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's bullshit. Did they know where she was?
They didn't know she was in the hospital. They just impounded her car because
I think we can talk to the police about this. I'm going to write a letter.
We can get her car out of the impound. That's what we're raising today. We can help get any riders that have had their bikes ruined by this accident. We have Bici Libre is giving us a good deal on getting riders' bikes back.
That's good. You know what? I got a friend that
Johnny Green down there. Somebody said he wrangles bikes, so maybe we can work something out with him too. And the bike oven, if you need some components, come on by.
Oh, definitely.
We'll sneak them out the back door. We'll make a back door to sneak them out, okay?
I'll take 3,872 pancakes.
4,000 pancakes.
Only 72?
That's just the appetizer.
Ah, very good. How much? How much?
18.
What's the toll board?
12 and 18 and 7.
All right, count me in. Look at this. Very good.
All right, here we go.
How was the pancake there, dude? It was delicious. Is it good as the brunch ones?
Yeah, we never had pancakes at brunch.
I know. Maybe we'll have a spare of the moment pancake brunch for the next time.
We gotta do it. We gotta bring back brunch one
All right, we'll bring back brunch maybe just for these people, so the kids can say they went to a brunch. You know. Very nice. Very nice. Well, I recognize this four-legged freeloader. Of course, it's the philandering beautiful. Look at that. Oh, jumping up, huh? Jump. Oh, you guys are playing cribbage.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
Yeah,
A 10? Well, look at this. Made it over here from the Make Music.
Oh, you went to Make Music?
Making front. No, are you kidding? You did.
Yeah. We made it alive.
That's very good. I like your support here.
He just got a ticket for drinking in public.
No. Yeah. No. Did you offer the cop a drink too?
Nah, I didn't, man. They offered to take me to jail, though.
Are you kidding?
Nah.
Why?
They were like undercover cops.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Gangster looking.
You know what? You keep it in a non-lethal container. I think that's.
And they were from the respectable Rampart division. Those guys are known for
That's sad. Did they? Usually they let you pour it out, and then they'll do that.
Poured it out for me.
Oh, nice.
They made me throw it away.
If you're gonna get a ticket, they should at least let you down it.
Yeah.
At least let me finish
like,
my beer.
It's like you already paid the price.
It's sad.
And whipped cream, homie.
And M&M's.
I'll give you chocolate chips. Can't find it.
Okay, it's just now gotten decadent. This is like a new level of pancake.
The M&M with it. That's all good.
That's like. Our police are gonna come.
Chicks on Bikes, this is April.
Hey, April, it's Meg. How are you?
Hi, Meg. How are you? I'm good. Thank you for being, thanks for being flexible.
Being flexible. I guess so. I've been running around in circles this morning, but okay. So.
Were you able to listen to the show so far?
No, I went to KPFK like you told me on the radio, and you guys were not on.
Let him
I was
get-
so confused, and I went to the building and it wasn't there, so I'm a little lost right now. But I did read about the case, so I know what happened and all that.
Okay, so I'll explain to you how to.
I think
if you actually don't listen to the live show on KPFK. You listen to the live show on KillRadio.org.
Yeah, I tried to go.
The podcast on.
They're
You
falling.
download the podcast via KPFK. So that's
All
right. No problem. It's a little confusing, but I wanted to get so you checked out the case, and we talked to Dana, who was one of the riders who was injured for the first half hour of the show.
Okay.
What were your thoughts on all that?
Well, do you want to tell me about some of the things that she said? I'm not sure if I know her specific case.
her specific case is what you read. I mean, she was hit by a woman who was apparently intoxicated and texting in her car.
Uh-huh.
And she hit several other cyclists as well.
Okay, so I mean, it sounds like just coming from everything in the news and everything like that, it's about, the right of a cyclist, and did they have a right to be where they were at the time of the accident? And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that, and what happens if they're actually considered to be pedestrians? Because I guess some of them were on foot.
They were pulled over. They weren't on foot. They were waiting for their. And they did have a right to be where they were.
Right, exactly. So
I don't think they were on foot. I think they were maybe standing next to their bikes.
Right, exactly. So, it's like the case of the rights of the bicyclists to be on the right of the road, which they were, and that, they could go a little bit slower than the speed limit, and so, so they were totally in the right to be where they were, even if they were stopped at the time, for a few moments or whatever it was, if they had to be on the side.
Mm-hmm. Do you have what is your experience or thoughts on working with cyclists as a personal injury attorney?
Well, I have represented cyclists, and I actually have a case right now. Somebody got hit on their cycle, but basically, it's just a liability thing, and you got to figure out who's at fault, and it really seems like, based on everything I've heard, this driver was totally out of line. But it sounds like also there might be other things involved, other liable people. From everything that I've read, it looks like some of the lights on the street were out, so there could be like a possible case against the city for not maintaining the lights in that area.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's so that's also a possible person, that entity that they can go after. And also, how drunk was she and where did she get drunk? Did somebody, if she was at a bar or whatever and the bartender knew that she was definitely drunk and served her anyway, then you could sort of go after the bartender for serving somebody who's clearly too drunk to be served any more alcohol. So there's based on, you just have to see what the facts are, and you just kind of go after who you think the liable parties are. I mean, it sounds like in this case, certainly everything is not finished yet. There's still investigation as to exactly what happened. But these would be the possible avenues that you'd have to go after if you were the attorney on the case.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if you're in court, it's okay. Let me phrase this properly. What am I trying to say? So there's a car and there's a bicycle, and the car weighs several thousand pounds, and the bicycle maybe weighs 100, 150 with its human being on it. It's not a fair fight, right? So how do we? I mean, I guess I want to. What do you try to do to manage this coexistence, and how do you feel about all that?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, if the bicycles are actually riding on the street where the cars are, they're actually supposed to go the same limit as posted on the street. Or if they're going to be a little bit slower than ongoing traffic, then they have to be going on the side if you're going slower than the traffic. Okay, so that's like the basic rule. Now, it looks like these people were going slower or even stopped. So they were in the right because they were on the side of the road. But if they're going to be in traffic and going with the flow of traffic, cars do have to be a little, they have to kind of keep their distance away from them. And actually there's actually some bills that are pending right now, which tries to require at least 3 feet distance when there's a car, behind the bike. Like, okay, you got to be 3 feet behind these people who are on the bike to make turns. So, but other than that, if the bikes are on the road going with the flow of traffic, they're as responsible as the drivers are.
Right.
They're bound by the same rights and responsibilities. They have to, do all the rules of the road, stop at stop signs, stop at red lights, give signals when they're turning.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting point when you consider that, lots of cyclists are people who've never driven a car and learned how to at least have the bicycle safety course that maybe some of us got in high school. I don't know, or elementary school. So we have a question, just to play a little devil's advocate. So if I got hit by a bus, could I sue the city for bike routes, to make the city implement safer bike lanes and improve the infrastructure? Do I have a right to do that?
Well, you have to look at what the existing law is on that. You're saying if you're just going on your bike and you get hit by a bus, I have to have more specific facts about that, because basically what happens is that, like I said, if you're riding on the bicycle and you're on the road and you're going slower than traffic, drive you on the right of the road. If you're in the same traffic as the cars are, you gotta go the same speed. So I understand what you're saying. You're trying to say it's really unfair because people don't, the riders are not protected because there's nothing around them. And yet they put themselves in a situation where they might be surrounded by all these cars, big trucks, buses, that, if an impact happened, then, the damage is going to be extensive because, you're going to actually hit the person.
Well, yeah, it does happen. It happens all the time.
But, it's certainly something for the legislator to take up at that point, and, really what kind of safety standards they really want to put surrounding cyclists.
So do I have a right to sue the city?
In what case?
Well, in the case that I get injured while I'm on the public street, while I'm trying to ride my bike to work because it's my mode of transportation and there's no bike route and there's no bike lane.
Well, it all depends. Just because, I understand all the cyclists' rights, but at the same time, cyclists do have to abide by the rules of the road. So, there are instances where the bicyclist can be at fault, even if they are hit by a bus. Depends on what they were doing when they were hit. But if they were totally in the right and they were, abiding by all the street rules and the bus hit them, then you go after the bus and, possibly the city. It depends on the actual facts of exactly what happened. But does that make sense?
It does. I think we're getting at a question of infrastructure. So I want to know, can we make the city
and
build?
That's, basically the people who make these rules, the legislature, and, perhaps, you guys like to, go and lobby the legislature and ask for safer rules on the road with regard to bicyclists, because they are. I totally understand your point. They are very vulnerable on the road, and it kind of seems unfair for them to be, under all these restrictions where if hit they can totally, it could be fatal. So it's kind of unfair, and I see what you're saying. Based on the impact, and if a car hits a car, okay, it's like there's this outside thing around the car, and perhaps the damages to the person are not going to be as as drastic as if somebody hit a bike and the person got, thrown off their bike or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally see that. And it's really unfortunate, in this case, what happened.
Oh, to say the least, yeah, it's very
Yeah.
unfortunate.
And,
Lots of people's lives are affected, stopped, may never ride a bicycle again.
Right.
So, anyways, I'm on a really tight schedule today, and I want to apologize for not having you on exactly when I said we would, but we have another caller calling in. So
no problem at all. Thank you so much, April.
All right, have a nice weekend, and maybe we'll talk to you again sometime later.
Okay, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, well, there was a little confusion there.
Wow.
I think it's a really good question, though. Can we sue the city?
I think you can. I thought your mic was up. Oh.
Can we sue the city if? Well, you asked your question.
Well, I was just wondering. You have lawsuits that force the school district to do all kinds of things. I'm a teacher, so I know about this. And there's lawsuits that say, well, these students have a right to a textbook, and if they don't have a textbook, and then they win the lawsuit, and then the LAUSD has to provide every student textbooks because of a lawsuit.
Oh, you mean like a class action suit?
Like a class action, yeah. So if riders don't have a safe place to ride, and then they get hit, well, couldn't they do a class action lawsuit and then force the city to build a bike lane?
I think that's an option. I know that there was some sort of pending lawsuit if the bike plan didn't get through, right?
Okay.
So I think there were, in theory, I guess this is America, and that's our right as Americans to be able to sue anybody.
So could we?
Well, or as inheritors of the Western tradition of law,
but not suing just for the sake of suing, but suing for social change or something. Yeah.
So can we start? Could we, the three of us, maybe say, I would like to start a class action lawsuit, or do I have to be injured do I have to have been part of an incident?
I think we might have to get injured.
Okay,
are you willing to do that?
Right now.
I think in this respect, it's
throw my
like
bike at you.
we wouldn't want to necessarily say, hey, we're going to get injured just to do that. Like an ambulance chasing kind of scenario. But I think what we could do is say, okay, this goes back to say the potholes. The potholes are out there, and in theory, if you, from what I understand, if your car gets injured, if your car gets damaged while you're in a pothole, and the city knows about it, you can actually not so much sue, but you can. And I don't want to use sue or any of these words that I don't understand, but litigate or whatever. You can actually request to get paid for some of that, and it might be a ton of paperwork, but that's in the works there because the sue is liable. The city's liable for presenting an atmosphere that's safe. I think that's the idea. It's always about safety. It's never about we're consciously doing this to hurt you. It's always about we're consciously doing this to make it safer for you to travel. And I think that's my understanding of how it works. And this is only my understanding. This is my.
I don't have a very good understanding.
This is part of the program that we always do here at Kill Radio. It's called
we could be talking to Michelle right
Apology.
now.
We could be talking to Michelle right
Let's
now.
get her on the phone.
We have a caller supposed to be calling in at 11:15.
All right.
It's
well,
11:18. We can forego that caller and call Michelle.
We're gonna hear about this call shortly, but we're gonna pause with the pancake breakfast again until we get her.
Do we?
Yeah, it's still queued up.
We're gonna pause.
And they were gonna do
breakfast.
here we go.
Okay.
We're going back to pancake breakfast for just a minute. Chef David.
Whatever. I'm good for part of that. There's no, it's kind of like time in the pancake, Pancake time.
Money.
Very nice. That's very good.
Forever, dude.
They're probably talking about you. You're a nice cold egg.
Stoking the fire.
They speak in
I think this is a whole new kind of concept, you know? Kind of charcoal. Oh, look at those. Wow. That's impressive, man. Look at that. Woohoo.
That's the slow cook right there.
Charcoal cakes. I think you've started a trend here, man. Like where you going?
Those 100 no's, and then you get that yes, and you feel pimp as shit. You're like, shit.
Okay, you have to do it again. Wait.
You gotta ride off that until you get that next yes.
Like another 100 no's. I just tried making pancakes to the Hispanic men, and they said no.
They didn't say anything.
That's all right. They don't know. You know, years from now, they're going to be trying to catch this trend. You watch. Yeah, I see a whole trend. Little guys in their shopping cart making pancakes. It's only a matter of time. So once again, this impromptu series to benefit some of those fallen riders from Wednesday's accident. Look at those cakes. Oh man, it's like a commercial for like pancakes on the griddle.
Pancakes on the griddle.
Well, Chef David working his magic here. Look at that. They just are fluffing up.
You can't stop them.
Okay, this one's ready with the M&Ms. There we go.
My plate almost got on fire.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, this is good. All right.
No, how to stuff the pancakes with bacon. Hold on.
No, you gotta cook the bacon. Hey, you cook the bacon first, you break it up in pieces, and then you put it in the pancake.
The whipped cream, yeah? Go ahead.
In the batter after.
Pancake! All right.
All right.
Now we're going for, that's right, some syrup. Hold on.
We're coming down to big hill.
A little syrup here. Look at it, it's got writers on it.
That's not syrup.
From the Old West, this is not syrup. It says it. It says huckleberry syrup. It's not syrup?
It's vanilla.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't need that. Is there any syrup around?
There's the syrup right there.
Very nice. Very nice. There's a big bucket.
Wow.
Classic one. Oh, look at that.
In case you just tuned into Bike Talk, no, we're not having a weird breakfast. This was the benefit that they were doing last week for some of the final riders, and in fact, shortly you hear them talk about the continued support that they're trying to muster up with car washes. And I know today you're going to hear you can get on the social networks and actually see this. Right now I'm just seeing myself talk about this, and we're going to try and advance this to a portion where they're talking about where the garage/room and sale is going on right now. Let's see if I can get to this. This is really weird because I'm watching myself talk as the pancakes are being whatever. And the pancakes are awesome. Let me just say they did a fine job in cooking them on a griddle and a stove out there. You're going to say something, Nick? Go ahead.
Was this a bike ride?
It was kind of like a get together at the Echo Park Lake, just to support all the people that have been hit in K-Town. And as I say that, there's so many people out here today that are supporting this. So here we go. Here's more news on how people are supporting.
Not with you, but all right. What the hell? It's the 21st century. That's a Baltimore kind of deal, I guess.
It's the 21st century, man. Come on. Same sex don't mean no sex. It just means use your imagination.
All right. Pancakes coming up.
Pancakes?
Oh, man.
You know, I got like I'll take one. Take one. Here, this one. I got a plate. No. The smaller one. I'll take the smaller one. That's there you go.
Maybe in the daytime you could, but at night no way. No way at nighttime would you go here.
All right. More people have shown up for this informal kind of fundraiser here. Now the chef is going to another one of his, that's right, specialties. Some sort of bit-o pig here. Going.
Get well soon.
They were cooking pig.
I can't see.
1, 2, 3.
more and more fundraisers for our fallen patriots. No, you're right. We don't look forward to more. Yes. Thanks. You know what I mean. Yeah. Okay, all right.
I think you should auction off your socks.
All right, well, we'll see about doing that too. Sure, that sounds like a positive one.
I think you can get some.
To all the ladies out there, if you would like to help raise money, this is for sale. $100 a night. Okay?
What, the anchor or the balloon?
Everything. Full access. $100 a night. All the proceeds.
But every cent goes to any fallen riders that need support.
Okay, all right. No
There won't
freebies.
be midget strippers.
No freebies.
No freebies.
Yes, it did stop.
It's in Van Nuys.
Hollywood don't park. Make it over the fence.
Hello, we're here.
It is sort of, so you have to kind of, I think, narrate it.
Well, okay, so all these people got over to the Echo Park Lake, and what is it? Chef David was cooking on a campfire grill, griddle cakes, or what are they called?
They're called pancakes.
Oakwood
and
pancakes.
what were they doing?
Yeah. Well, all the money that they raised from this pancake batter, and subsequent, you saw them put M&Ms and other things into the pancakes, pineapple at one point.
No, I don't mean what were they doing like that. I mean, what were they doing at the event?
Oh, well, it was just a sort of spare moment thing to raise money for all the fallen riders and all the expenses that they incurred. A lot of these people.
How much money did they raise?
Didn't do that. They raised $100.
And
$105, excuse me.
cool. So where did
But
that go? Did they give that to someone?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes. They were trying to, I think, I don't know if they've set up a fund or what have you, but I think it's just basically if somebody needed money for anything from like, what I imagine they're doing is trying to get enough money because a lot of these people that are in hospital or something are incurring a lot of costs. A lot of them don't have health care or anything, which is another kind of show here on Kill Radio.
Sure.
The
The
medical
lack
show,
of
yeah.
health care.
Oh, absolutely.
For the cyclists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is something that we could, well, I'm sure we're going to gravitate to. That should have been a question for the lawyer. It's like,
I don't know about that.
well, I mean, if you incur healthcare costs, I mean, what are your legal obligations there?
I had I did some trade for, I don't have insurance, but I did some trade graphic design work for, some therapy from a chiropractor who told me, you need to have medical insurance. You are an endurance athlete. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's awesome. Thanks for your opinion, but you find me a plan that makes sense for me that I can afford.
Damn you, get insurance, damn you. See, it doesn't work. Even with the curse words. I mean, it's obviously this is the argument they've had, and apparently we're looking forward to insurance for all or something in the future. It is Kill Radio, Bike Talk,
also,
and of course on KPFK on the webcast podcast.
This is the third show of Chicks on Bikes. I just want to acknowledge that this
Wow.
is live radio, and we're
With
having
all that
some problems today, but we seem to be working through all of them. Thank you for your loyalty and
It's not so much
listenership.
problems, but here at Kill Radio, we're still using equipment that probably was outlawed in Russia in the early part of last century. But we've made it work here, and we're continuing to bring you the show up until the equipment just fizzles out. And it's funny because we had
in thin air.
we had Dr. Judy tell us about how she flies a helicopter. That's exactly how we power some of the equipment around here. We have
to
people like
pedal.
hamsters in a cage, sort of pedaling with their hands and feet at the same time just to power our generator here at Kill Radio.
I'm getting tired. Can I stop?
You can.
Nick,
Oh, you said
stop.
hamsters.
Oh, hamsters.
I
yes.
pictured
Nick was
us.
pedaling.
I pictured
He's
us
gonna
pedaling.
stop pedaling now.
You hear it.
So we're gonna
Being funny.
wait. Hopefully, Michelle's gonna call in.
Okay.
We are waiting. Not we're going to. We are waiting for Michelle Appel to call in. Michelle is a blogger.
Let's talk about her.
And a cyclist. And
Uh-huh.
her blog is called Something by the Seat of Your Pants, and she's been cycling across the southern U.S. And I'm really excited to talk to her because I just started reading about bike camping.
Oh, yeah?
And Yeah.
You're smiling and looking at me.
Inspired by it.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at Nick and smiling.
Ah.
I'm nodding my head like some cheesy guy. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
that's what it's all
cheesy bike
camping.
camping.
No cheesy bike camping.
Well, maybe that's what we're trying to get everybody ready for. Pancakes on the griddle out there. Everybody likes to do this.
We're leading up to.
What isn't that how they had the cattle kind of what do they call it? Cattle stampede in City Slickers. He was trying to make cappuccino out there with his battery operated thing, and it got all those cattles in a tizzy. So don't bring around a cappuccino maker. You have to bring around.
Well, okay. Michelle supposedly had 35 pounds of gear.
Really?
According to the blog.
What is that? The essentials, like a bedroll, maybe the
She said she had a tent. I want to ask her if that's
nougat to chew on.
Get a scale and start weighing my like
how much you carry
and all that stuff because I have no idea how much it.
I just saw a beautiful touring bike at Orange 20 that was all outfitted.
See mine?
Yeah, that's really nice.
In the lobby.
The lobby, yes. The outer lobby office here next to the receptionist at Kill Radio.
I love my new bike. I just want to give a shout out to Flying Pigeon for putting it all together.
Oh, well, there you go. Flying Pigeon who does some things, and we're actually awaiting a call from her, aren't we, at Flying
Michelle?
Pigeon?
We're waiting a lot of calls right now.
So, it is Kill Radio, and in the interim here, we're going to tell you
also,
that there still is a garage/rum and sale going on, as you heard over at near Marshall High School. I guess what's the exact street of that? Is that like Tracy and I don't know what the other cross street is, but I'm assuming
Park?
Yeah, Griffith Park Street or whatever boulevard there. The other side of it is where Marshall High is the garage sale is going on today that the kids from K-Town Riders are putting on to raise some money for their fallen
get some more information about
riders.
this fund, where this money is going to go.
It's a slush fund. They're going to use it to overthrow.
But what if I have a really conservative cycling friend who doesn't trust a slush fund and they want to make a donation because they believe in this?
I'm sure all this money is going to some anarchist third world thing, and it'll be funneled into Libya. Are you happy? Just like oil.
Don't be
all
a
this
jerk.
money is going into oil.
I'm making a good point.
No, but it's a great idea. I don't know where it's going. Oh, thank God.
Saved by the phone.
I'm excited too. How's it going?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me all right?
Yep, I can hear you. Thank you for, wow, last minute. This is live radio. You're amazing. So,
we're on live radio. No, you're amazing. Thanks. I'm so honored.
Where are
wanted me
you?
to call you.
Tell us about your
I'm
journey.
in Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville?
It's right outside of St. Augustine, which is where I finished my tour.
You finished your tour in Jacksonville?
I finished my tour in St. Augustine. And then I'm going to be flying out of Jacksonville tomorrow. So I got to St. Augustine on Wednesday and then, in the sights, taking it easy, being in rain showers. And then these warm showers hosts are being super, super awesome and taking me to the airport at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's like 45 miles away and they're still doing it. That's one thing that has been just like the legacy of this trip for me is the generosity out there is like mind blowing. Like you don't see that in big cities. At least I haven't.
So tell us, so you started in Southern California.
I did. I've been living in LA for like the past 5 years, part of the bike community there. And then I don't even know why I decided on this, but one day I was just like, I really needed to kind of keep my life going. I've been thinking about, I travel a lot. So I was like, I'm just going to ride like, I'm going to ride as far as I can get. And then it kind of became like, oh, I'm going to ride cross country. And so I rode down to San Diego for kind of like just to feel it out. And that's a kind of classic starting point for a southern tier trip. And then I got started. Lots of reasons, but never been to the South, and I like things warm. I didn't realize just, how hot it can get, but
oh yeah, you rode through a lot of heat. So, what was your route through the South?
Well, it was roughly there's this organization called Adventure Cycling, and they route, trips across America, and mine, I kind of started on that, but I knew I wasn't going to follow it because I'm really poor and their maps are really expensive. So I rode roughly to Phoenix, then up to Albuquerque, across from northwest to southeast Texas towards Austin, down south around the bayou in Louisiana to New Orleans, up around the Gulf, and then straight across Florida.
Okay. I have a whole list of questions. I'm a little overwhelmed because I didn't prepare to talk to you, but I can do this. I'm really excited about what you're doing, and I just have to tell you that I want to start doing what you're doing. So, we're going to try to cram as much as we can into our little bit of time with you, and maybe we can talk to you when you get back here too. So, we want to know what you rode and what you carried, and how long did it take?
Okay. Well, I was going to do it because, like I said, I don't have a lot of money. I have in the past toured on a full-depth, full-size mountain bike, a Montague, and it's freaking heavy, and it's kind of ridiculous. But I was going to do that because I was like, okay, I only have a couple $1,000, and I want it to last me as long as I, need. And then I got down to San Diego, and I was like, okay, I have a couple days. I'm just going to look around. Of course, I know about Surly's. Everyone talks about Surly's. And I rode a few bikes, and I've been, checking out a few bikes over the past weeks. I was looking maybe to buy something used. And then I went to this shop, and I found a Surly Crosscheck 52 that I got on, and it was just, perfect. And I rode like the wind, compared to my mountain bike, it was night and day. So I bought it. I bought my Surly Crosscheck the day before I started my tour. And I also bought clipless pedals and Keen clip sandals, SPDs, that day too, and started riding clipless with all my gear and everything for the first time that day.
Good for
and
you.
So I had, my gear was I got a tent, a stove, a couple of riding shorts, a couple of shirts, a dress, and lights, gloves, tools, and food, pretty much. It weighed about 35 pounds, 40 if I was carrying more water. So pretty light, but that's kind of what you want.
Yeah.
And it took me 6 weeks, where I stopped. I had a total of, I think, 35 riding days. And then I spent a couple days each in Albuquerque, Austin, and New Orleans. I did it super, super fast. For what I originally wanted. I did it faster because it was so hot. And it was there's nothing to do but ride because you create wind and you don't want to be hanging out when it's 105 and, there's no shade. Plus you just get into this rhythm where it's just every day you get up and you just want to ride and ride. So my average was about 90 miles. My biggest day was 145, and my shortest day was 20.
That's amazing. Did you have any longer, any stopovers? Did you spend a couple days in any one city or have any friends or family to visit?
Yeah, in Albuquerque, which is a really, really awesome place. Austin, Texas, and New Orleans.
Nice, perfect. Those are great, great places to stop.
Yeah.
So you took a couple days to just rest?
Try to recover, and I didn't really recover because people, were awesome and wanted to like show me around and show me all these amazing places. So the city stops are actually kind of tiring too, but in a different way. And now I'm sort of paying the price. Like I'm kind of flopping around. Can't even think about riding, though. You know, I really want to. I'm actually going to go to San Francisco next weekend and try to start racing for the first time, because I've always been into that and gone to those events and always been kind of a coward about it.
Not anymore, you're not. Now you can do anything, right?
Oh, but it's just kind of like, why not, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But it gives you a little more confidence, I guess. But I'm not a fast rider. I have endurance, which I think is something that women have, right? Endurance.
In our bodies and in our minds.
Yeah.
Did you train a long time for this, or were you a commuter, or what's your history?
I just ride a lot. Never really trained.
Okay.
I'm just I've always been kind of athletic. You know, rode a lot in LA. I went out a couple times. I've gone on like some shorter tours. My last tour was actually from Cairo to Tel Aviv.
Oh, wow.
And that, you know, so I knew that like I said, that I had endurance. But you also just, it's like once you start to, like your first week is your training kind of. I mean, you don't want to like you could just then never ridden a bike and then get on a bike and do a tour. Like you really could. But if you want to be more comfortable and not totally exhausted, then you want to go out and ride like 3 centuries like in a row. Like ride like 100 miles for 3 days, and then you're like, okay, I can tour.
I started reading a book about bike camping, and this is one of the first things that the author says is you must prepare for a long time, and I was like, I don't really agree with that. I mean, I trained for a marathon last year as a jogger, and I finished. I completed. I was fine. It is, I think a lot of, success has to do with your attitude, for sure, 100%. So, I'm getting a note. Hang on.
Your plane is flying over me. Doing a marathon is intense. I don't think I could do.
Do you have any animal encounters?
Yeah, a lot. Well, it was actually kind of depressing. God, that plane is so loud. Can you hear it?
Yeah, we can hear it. It's okay.
Okay.
Just pause or whatever.
Yeah, there was so much roadkill in Texas, I could believe it. It was like a massacre. It was like every 10 yards. It was like, but it ran the gamut or the gauntlet. I forget which one is the correct.
Either one.
But I saw everything like living wildlife, you know, just tons and tons of birds and like snakes and, you know, crabs and turtles and armadillos and possums and antelopes and, you know, but also I saw all of it dead. But nothing really scary. Like I managed to avoid getting eaten by an alligator, and which I was honestly scared. Oh, and the dogs in the south, they run after you. It's terrifying. You have to ride like really fast. Dogs can run like 25, 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, they can. Did you try to shoo them away with a pump or anything like that? That's what my dad taught me how to do when I was a kid, but I'm like, I don't carry a pump.
No, that's a good idea.
My frame.
No, I just rode fast. I was like, there's no way that this dog is getting any closer to me. So, gives you adrenaline.
Did you have any, do you have any mechanic experience? Did you have any I'm sure you had some technical problems on 2,500 miles of riding. What was the total mileage?
It was 2,800.
2,800, yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You're amazing. Wow.
You're very sweet. It's possible. It's just one day at a time kind of thing. Flats in Texas and Louisiana. Not that bad because I started with new tires, but the problem with starting with new tires is if they're not the best size, which I thought they were, but I think they were too tight. It was really, really, really hard to get those tires back on, and I felt like such an idiot.
Yeah.
But sometimes it would take me an hour or two, like super hot, but people would stop, and if there was like a strong dude in the car, I'd be like, I'm sorry, like I'm such a wimp. Can you help me roll this tire back on? I can change a freaking tire, like I can patch tire, but my advice would be to get heavy duty tubes. They weigh like a couple ounces more, but you got to do that. It'll save you so much time.
I put some heavy-duty tubes on my brand new bike, and the mechanic said, "I hate you for this." I was like, "But it's supposed to save me, isn't it?" That's a little bit of a joke.
I gotcha.
No, I don't think anybody enjoys changing tires, do they? Really? No. So is your bike it's all boxed up? It's coming back to California?
I'm getting it boxed up this afternoon, and I'm actually gonna kind of be traveling a little bit more. I had a couple of tragedies along the trip too that really shook things up, friends and family. So be addressing that, and like I said, trying to go to SF or QCR. I'm trying to get a grant to write about messenger culture because my background is in anthropology. So I'm trying to work on that, and then I really don't know if I'm coming back to LA because the truth is I was so struck by New Orleans and like the power of the music there, and that I think I'm going to go back and live in New Orleans for a little while.
Good for you.
Probably not that long because like LA is like Southern California is where my heart is and where all my friends are, but maybe swing through LA, but just to to check in and be around all that awesomeness.
I'd love to stay in touch with you and hear about how that book project. A book? Would it be a book? You don't know.
It's possible. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get into writing articles and ultimately a book about bike culture in general. But it's a process of learning how to successfully freelance. So yeah, I would love to keep in touch with you guys, and I certainly need to listen to the show more often. I want to hear more about the other ladies you've had on Chicks on Bikes.
Well, thank you. And yeah, you can always call in and give us an update. And I'm just wanted to celebrate women and cycling, and not necessarily in that order with the show. So it's pretty new, and it's been evolving nicely and organically, but I'm open to, if you just please, call in, or if you find anything that you want to share, or give us an update on what's going on with you, or all that would be great. Well,
thanks. Yeah. So how do I get a hold of you in particular?
There is well, you can email me. I'll give you my email, and you can also follow the Chicks on Bikes -SoCal page on Facebook. But my email is. Do you have a pen?
No, but I'm going to try to remember it because I'm actually standing in a parking lot.
Are you on a payphone? No, you're on a cell phone.
No, I'm on my cell phone.
I have your phone number. I'll text it to you. We can stay in touch.
Okay. It's 646.
No, I have it.
You have it.
Nick is sitting right next to me. He gave it to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well, yeah, and you can get a hold of me through my blog or my Facebook or something like that. But I would really love to keep in touch. I really think it's awesome what you're doing. Part of the reason I called in is because. Not because I wanted to brag or anything, but because I really want more women to feel comfortable cycle touring, and I think what you're doing is part of the process.
It is. Thank you, and I'm inspired by what you're doing, and I can't wait to take my first journey. So, that being said, I'm gonna let Chicken Leather has a question for you, and
okay.
he said he had a question. So thank you so much. Travel safely, and before you hang up, tell us the name of your blog, okay?
Oh, okay. Right now?
Yeah. Yes, now. It's live radio. Sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead. Tell us your blog right here.
Okay. My blog, which I am getting better at updating in a timely manner, but it's been really fun, is flying on the seat of my pants.blogspot.com.
Wow. So earlier we had somebody that was doing some human power helicoptering. This all works with that theme today.
Oh, that's awesome.
Anyway, my question to you is, being an anthropologist, there's a tremendous amount of sites across America. Did you ever find yourself sort of wandering off and checking out some Native American things or
Oh, absolutely. New Mexico was just phenomenal, and I got to go to Aqaba.
Petroglyphs.
What's that?
Sky City, right?
Yeah, Acoma. That's what I meant. Aqaba is in Jordan. Acoma, the Sky City, or the Acoma people. That was one of like the highlights for sure. That's such a beautiful place, and even in Florida, like I had no idea about the Seminole heritage in Florida, and like St. Augustine is full of it. And,
right.
You know, I stopped, and that's the thing. Like the next time I travel, I really want to do it. Maybe in a cooler time, and probably with people, because I think that I would be more apt to stop and like take things in. And you know, this was just sort of a different ride. This was about like the landscape and about riding. But there's it's incredible. It really is. Especially New Mexico.
As you made your way across the United States, we've been hearing all these reports about floods and stuff. Did you ever have to reroute or detour because of this?
No, I was worried about that, but I saw very, very little rain. It's rained a lot once I got to St. Augustine, but the rerouting that I had to do was because my own ignorance about like roads and bridges and stuff like that in more watery areas, because I'm from a place that's very arid, and but no flooding. I was worried.
Wow, it sounds great. I'm going to pass it back to April here.
Okay.
Hi, it's Live Radio. Okay, so I think that's, I think
I've talked to everybody's head off.
So enjoy the rest of your trip and the rest of your journey, and I'm excited to stay in touch with you. And I was mouthing when he was talking to you that I would love to go on that next journey with you.
Oh, awesome! Well, we should totally do it. We will keep in touch. And the next time I'm in LA, we'll we'll go out for coffee, or I'll pop into the BikeTalk station.
Yeah, we'd love it.
We'll meet up.
Okay, cool.
Thank you guys very much. Have fun out there.
Thank you. You too. Enjoy it.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
It is Kill Radio.
That was wonderful.
And it is
KPFK
also
on the webcast.
KPFK on the webcast.
Yeah, and it's BikeTalk.
And it's a
Chicks
webcast
on
and a
Bikes.
Oh,
Right?
sorry, podcast.
Hey, wow, that's pretty incredible. Now, when they talk about touring bikes as opposed to like regular road bikes, what's the big difference? Just the tires? Are you still using 700s? Are they thicker or what?
Well, that's kind of a personal preference thing, but the touring bike the frame has to be set up to hold racks.
Oh.
So you have to have
that's right, because you're carrying all that weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have a specific frame.
It's not like me that just sort of clamps on stuff, and if it works, that's it.
That works too.
No, but I'm thinking this is a little more high tech, and everything's probably a little lighter. She was saying she carried about how many more pounds?
35 pounds.
But I don't think I'm a clothes whore. I don't think I could carry two sets of clothes in a dress.
You have at least a 70-pound bag today.
That's not 70. But okay, to be honest, half of that is electronics. There's a camera in there. Usually I carry 2 cameras. And everybody goes, what's this? What are 2 cameras? It's in case the first one breaks down. You have a second one to back it up. But a lot of that is just, I know they kid me, but if you're broken on the side of the road and chicken leather comes by,
you're fine.
I'll give you odds that I'll be able to fix it. Okay, maybe not you. I won't fix your bike.
But you fixed my bike.
I'll fix your bike. I did fix your bike once. That was really awesome that time.
You did?
Yeah.
When was that?
Didn't you need a pump?
I have an idea. What about like a AAA of bikes?
There is,
That's
you know,
a great
it's funny you
idea.
say that, but the Cycle Girls apparently AAA covers that, or there was something like that, and they get really irate when they get this tow truck and you go, oh, it's my bicycle, and they go, oh. But it's like, it's parts of AAA do cover that.
I'm going to call AAA and have them
I don't
call
think
into the next show.
Yeah, they should call in and tell us about their bike program, but it's not
that's
just...
important. I pay for that silly card for my car, and I don't...
Oh, I gotta renew that. I just remember.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I don't want to renew it.
Do you know that they're actually they fight things like any kind of restrictions on cars, like any car safety law or bill, like or even the Clean Air Act? They fight if it involves having to regulate cars.
Right. Well, but that's part of it too. It's almost like the NRA of cars and stuff.
Yeah.
And this gets back to some of the early things we did last week with Eves, who was Canadian, and I think the Flying Pigeon. Once again, talking about the Flying Pigeon. How silly is that? Stop Signs, Cars, and Capitalism. He was over here at the Eco
he has
Village.
a book.
He does have a book, and he was over. He had a talk over at the Flying Pigeon, and we recorded, and we have it in our archives now, part 1, and we're going to try and make that available to you on our webcast extravaganza at some point. But part 2 is coming. Maybe not today. Maybe today. We'll see when I can get in there with the second part of that recording.
What's
Anyway,
going on with the next call?
It's 12 o'clock almost. We don't have any more calls.
Yes, we do. It's 3 minutes till the end of the
No,
show. Well, we could recap, or we could tell people that the garage sale is still going on today over at near Marshall High. I think it's a block away off Tracy, and that's all the kids are there in support of some of the K-Town riders that have experienced some losses and stuff. And I think the money is going, 100% of the money is going right to them. So that answers your question about what is this fund for. It's going to them because they've experienced.
I don't
not only
question
some
that. I just
monetary
question
kind of losses.
how do we get, if I wanted to talk to the people, my community that is not connected to this community, how could I ensure that the money was going into
I think this is a common
bank
thing with
account
any
or a
a common thing with anything. I'm remembering all these things where money for Africa, Sir Bob, and the whole like feed the world kind of thing. Do you ever sing that song to yourself? Feed the world. Yeah, I do that too sometimes. But I think maybe that's what we should do. We should commission one of our extensive Kill Radio family musicians to write a song that's like a bike theme for all these fallen riders. What do you think, Nick?
Absolutely.
All right, we're gonna work on that. Maybe if you're a musician, you can call in. I know we'll try to get Professor Potter to do something. He's a musician.
Can I plug an idea? Oh, okay.
You can.
Yes, you can.
Plug away.
I did just text Car from the Flying Pigeon.
Yes.
We're really supporting the Flying Pigeon today. To see if she wanted to call in. She said she was on her bike earlier.
Oh.
So she couldn't call in. But that's fine.
It's being safe too.
Being safe.
Because I see a lot of people out there texting and making phone calls on their bicycle.
I do that.
I think that's just as dangerous
I try to
as doing
pull
it in
over.
a car. Yeah.
Do you pull over?
Yeah. Pull over next time.
I will.
Okay.
Did you want to say something, Nick?
Oh, I have
You
this
had an idea.
For a bike bus where it would be a.
Is this like one of those animated films where I just sort of hold the bike and it just sort of travels on its own, animated or something? When you say bike bus?
No.
Okay.
What it would be is a group ride.
Group ride.
That goes during rush hour.
Oh, you told me this. Yes.
Down a specific route and stops at intersections at predetermined times so that you can join the group ride on your way to work.
Oh.
And
nice.
it would be like a bus, but it's really just a group ride.
So it's just like a ride in the morning. So it'd be like.
And at night.
It'd be like.
Nick, are you going to do this on your commute to work?
So
it'd be like morning riders or something. Would it be like coffee breaks?
Okay.
Instead of.
What? Why are you pointing at me?
You're taking the piss, aren't you?
No.
Because I commute only 5 blocks.
You commute 5 blocks?
Could you go 6 blocks in the other direction and collect some people? And
Yeah,
then
sure, if they want. But
you
I was
could do pogoing for 5 blocks.
I could do unicycle, I could do anything, but I was thinking of.
At least he doesn't drive.
No, I think that's great.
Well, sometimes if I can't find a parking spot, I actually.
Oh, I don't want to hear this.
But what I was thinking is I could start the bike bus as a volunteer, and then I could be the first. On my break, I could go down Wilshire or something.
Can I just interrupt here just for 30 seconds? Mm-hmm. This is a lot like Ron Milan's, or is it Milan? Ron Milan's bike sage people. Mm-hmm. It's like if you knew a route or something, you could take them on that cool ass route, and that would be his kind of thing. And in fact, I've done that, but it's been under the auspice like, hey, we got to get to critical mass really fast, and we're in Northeast Los Angeles. And I go, and they're going, yeah, and I don't want to get tired before we get there. And I go, well, guys, let's just take the chicken leather route. And they look at me like, well, what route is that? And it's literally there's only one incline, and that's the one coming up like New Depot. But it's like going around in this circuitous route so you don't get tired on the way there. Angelino Heights and stuff. I think that's what you need. You need somebody that knows the back streets sometimes.
Well, yeah, you absolutely need that. But I think it needs some planning and some fleshing out, and maybe it needs a website.
Why are you making that face?
Well, I think that's what we do unconsciously with the bike and the social network. You were telling me about a time that you were following somebody once, remember?
No.
Okay, I'm going to have to tell the story then, Nick. Your story. I'm telling your story now.
Okay.
You said you were trying, and this is probably the last thing we'll do before we sign off here. You were telling me you were following some guy, and he was going through all these different routes, and you go, wow, well, I'm really getting far across town. Now you remember. Go ahead, say it.
Well, I don't remember, except that I was following some guy, and he was, taking all these different routes, and I was I figured he looked like he knew what he was doing, so I followed him on these routes, and
who was it?
Wait, is there more to the story?
Yeah, you told me that you realized that you'd never met this guy before, you just followed, and you got to where you were going, and you just sort of made a little, like, mental note. You checked it into the book back into your mental note. And then later on, you met this guy again, and it turned out to be Joe Linton. Joe Linton had this great path from one place to another.
Joe Linton.
Well, see, now April's saying, of course, it's Joe Linton. If I just got on the street and wanted to get from point A to B, I'd just out of whatever, I sometimes follow the riders.
But I might also say the same thing about you.
Yeah, but nobody follows me consciously. I mean,
How do you know? How do you know there's not a bunch of people following?
Yeah. That's
you ever turn around?
That's the other part of Kill Radio. Our handlers here are following us around.
By the way, every time you say Kill Radio, you have to say BikeTalk. I mean, not BikeTalk. You have to say KPFK.
KPFK on the podcast. All right. Well,
so are we going to try to fix that glitch on the KPFK? Thank you, KPFK, really so much. Are we going to try to fix that listing where it says Bike Talk now? Can it say Bike Talk /Chicks on Bikes for the days that we did Chicks on Bikes, please?
Yes, I think that's a little click on your computer for renaming, isn't it? I say that not knowing a thing about computers.
I'm not sure.
I think you can do that. We'll rename the file, okay?
Just for the days that I'm here.
All right,
please.
We'll try and do that.
Oh, you mean...
Okay, I see by our clock here that we've gone over a little, but we love it, and I'm looking out at somebody with a purple, it looks like a Laker, what is that, a Laker monk? Oh my God. There's all sorts of people now on bicycles. It's that kind of a season, and it's summer, so if you're in your car, remember, that's right, give those people that are doing their best to reduce your carbon footprint and a little more space, at least 3 feet on the road. Right, April?
Right.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for another awesome episode of Chicks on Bikes. Check out the Facebook page, Chicks on Bikes -SoCal, and we'll see you next month.
Okay.
Bye.
Peace.